So I use that part. Henry Bernardo.
Yes, sir.
When's your presentation, my brother?
Tomorrow, brother.
Tomorrow. Don't miss it. Good information. Good information.
Thank you for your presence. It's always a treat and education. I want to ask about the issue that's coming out of New York City and now South Jersey and Philadelphia area where I'm from concerning these mosquitoes and this so-called virus that's spreading around. As you know, in some of the reports last year, there was a virus that allegedly spread through New York City and killed up a bunch of people. And now the early reports coming through the media is that both New York City and now Philadelphia too, and most of the cities in between are gearing up for a major campaign to begin spraying again this spring because they claim that new live mosquitoes have been found in new dead birds throughout these metro regions. And I wish you would speak to that issue because there's a lot of people, when I do my travels through that particular area, there's a great deal of concern about this, and people are not getting any information whatsoever.
Yeah, I know a little bit on it. Of course, Brother Keely probably has more on it than I do, don't you, Keely?
Yeah, I've been working for the same time.
Yeah, Keely would be the man for that. I do know they have formaldehyde in it. That's an ingredient in the spray causes birth defects. I know that's in it, and I know they can't even kill roaches in New York, so mosquitoes is out of the question, as far as I'm concerned. It's a bogus plan. I don't know what all is in the chemical warfare which they devise, which is heavy in the black community, but it has nothing to do with the virus and all to do about biological warfare to me. If we're talking about Europeans, then that's probably where it's coming from, but I don't know why they're going for it because it does have, they did put in the New York paper that it does have formaldehyde in it, which caused birth defects. It was used as a birth control pill years ago. And it's aimed at us mostly. What did you find on it?
Well, the malathion is organochlorine. Okay, very briefly.
Brother Keely, we might as well avail ourselves to the research because he thoroughly researches these matters.
All right, and I'll make this as brief as I possibly can. Again, the malathion itself is an organochlorinate, a series of compounds that came out of the research of the Nazis during World War II, of which Zyklon B was one of their more famous organochlorinates. When it comes down to the issue of the disruption of our natural biological processes, these organochlorinates are particularly disruptive to the body's natural hormone system, either mimicking or blocking the action of very vital necessary hormones. The very same process that would defeat the biological entity of an insect does the same thing to human beings. So it's absolutely suicidal for anyone to propose using chemicals to kill pests when you can use physical means or other means of neutralizing the pests. But the whole key about it is, and this is perhaps, this is what most definitely you did teach me, and I think is relevant here, is that we have this clinging on to the belief in viruses. And as long as we cling to the belief of viruses, others will use us clinging to that belief to control us as they control the viruses of which we're afraid. So for you, Brother Dr. Afrika, can you clarify this very simple question? What is a virus?
A virus, as far as science is concerned, not the social stuff that you've been told, as far as science goes, it's a particle of a dead cell. It does not live, it cannot reproduce, and it does not grow. It's a particle of a dead cell. If you want to say where it comes from, it could come from some organ inside of the cell, like the mitochondria, or whatever the organ that died, they can get that particle from it. And that's where you get all these names from. When we break down that chemical in the particle virus, we call them mineral salts. Those are mineral salts, like sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, calcium chloride. That's what you call ashes to ashes and dust to dust. When you die, you turn into dust. When cells die, they turn into dust, but we call them mineral salts. So they are actually mineral salts, which are the things that viruses are made of. And you can always find minerals in a living thing. So it's full game there. But the issue about the virus is based on having a scapegoat. Scapegoat is a good thing, like someone dies to save you or something like that. You have to find a scapegoat for you messing up your own life and not wanting to take the weight. So we have a lot of scapegoat philosophies. I'm not being negative. I'm just saying we like someone else to take the responsibility of our life, be it Moses, Jesus, Muhammad. We look for a scapegoat. And so they know this will sell because they're using the same philosophy. It's the same philosophy that made E.T. a hit. He mimicked Jesus coming. So they use the same approach. They use it in all the commercials, the same approach. There's some savior coming, Mr. Clean. You know, it's the same. It's not a new theme. They just run the same game over and over again. And why we still go for it, I don't know. But it's no such thing as a virus. So it's nothing you can get to kill a virus. How can you kill something that's already dead? Yes, sir. Peace. Oh, Jelani, when you finish, come on down there and help me pass out these things, brother, man.
Okay, bro.
Boy, he's from Florida.
But I wanted to ask you, in relationship to the fact that there are extreme, immense amounts of clone vegetables and fruits nowadays, how does the body respond to clone vegetables and fruits, and can it still extract what it needs for its own supplements, the body that is?
Yeah, well, we're talking about whether something is cloned by nature or cloned by man, or it's hybridized by nature or hybridized by man. When we're talking about something that's cloned, the soil itself is cloned. I mean, let's get a break. The soil itself is cloned. That's what you call herbicides and pesticides and all that stuff. And the nuclear waste they use to mix with the soil itself is cloned. So don't. So the thing is that your body, if it's healthy, the key is to be healthy, to eat properly, exercise, have some sort of spiritual connection to the power out there, the power that's in you, actually. And to be healthy, what we have is your body. Well, the Europeans figured this one out. This is a good one. The food has no energy in it. When you lose all that topsoil, we started off with about 30 millimeters of topsoil. Now we're down to less than 2. When we lost all that topsoil, we lost the ability to have this healthy plants. So the plants don't have any kick in them. The only way to give them some kick is to mix them with a human cell or a pig cell or some other cell. Now the body energizes itself to get rid of this clone, and so that stimulation you got from getting your body getting rid of the clone is what you think you're getting energy from the food. But actually your body's having a drug reaction to the food. Now, what the body does is something that we call chelate. It's going to try to isolate this toxic stuff and get to the good stuff. It always splits up things anyway, what you call enzymes. It's going to break it all down, and it's going to have a pile of good stuff here, a pile of bad stuff here. It said, I don't want the bad stuff. It's going to kick it out, use the good stuff. The problem with that is that it takes melanin to use this good stuff. And if you're not very healthy, then the melanin can't use it, so the melanin will bond the bad stuff. Because melanin works against you at this point. It will bond the bad stuff and let the good stuff go. The body has what we call a negative reaction. You breathe based on carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. That's what triggers your breathing. We call it a negative drive. So the body is going to pick up the negative driver and hope that you would do something healthy so it can get the good driver. But if you should just eat as many green vegetables as possible, because they had mimicked the melanin crystal, which you call chlorophyll, and that alone will help your body kick out what is bad. Just eating fresh fruits and vegetables, drinking water, real water, not tap water, because that's synthetic water. Drinking real water, spring water, and if you can't do that, drink distilled water. Putting that kind of energy in your system, you can get past this thing, because this thing is most harmful to the Europeans. It's not as harmful to us, but it's more harmful to the Europeans. And don't approach it like The purpose of you eating healthy is to get more power. Just keep that in your focus. Yes. Please.
Can you elaborate on the scare that they're giving to people as far as the herbs and mixing medications and pharmaceuticals, and they're, scaring people about, taking different herbs, and everybody's, oh no, I can't take herbs and take my medicines. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, it's the pharmaceutical guys. They own a lot of the health food stores now. And of course, Rexall distributes herbs. So they are trying to get their market share. And in order to get their market share, they're saying the only authority on whether you can take a herb with an aspirin is the pharmacist at Eckert's Drugs. This is what they're preaching. And you're right, it's a scare tactic. But follow me here.